So good morning students. Today we will see about rectilinear motion of particles. So consider a particle with motion given by x is equal to 6t square minus t cube. Okay. So this is the position of a particle. Okay. So you know that where t is in seconds and x in meters. So we can obtain the velocity v at any time t by differentiating x with respect to t. So v is equal to dx by dt, that is equal to 12t minus 3t square. Okay. Similarly, we can obtain the acceleration also by differentiating again with respect to t. So you can see a is equal to dv by dt, that is equal to d square x by dt square is equal to 12 minus 6t. So now when you are calculating the numerical value for a different time, so you see that when time is equal to 0, so your position will be 0 and the velocity will be 0 and acceleration will be 12 meter per second square. Similarly, when time t is equal to 2 seconds, it's a numerical, you can substitute in the first equation, x is equal to 6t square minus t cube, where t is equal to 2, you will get x is equal to 16 meter and v you will get 12 meter per second and acceleration is equal to 0. Similarly, at t is equal to 4 second, you will get x is equal to x max, that is 32 meter, and then v is equal to 0, and a you will get in minus 12 meter per second square. So if it is acceleration is negative, we will call it as a deceleration. And the last one is taking a value of t is equal to 6 seconds, where x is equal to 0, v is equal to minus 36 meter per second, and a is equal to minus 24 meter per second square. So based on this numerical value, you can plot a graph like this, where the first graph is with respect to position and time, the second graph is with respect to velocity and time, and the third graph is with respect to the acceleration and time. So based on these three figures, so you can take a note of the following points. The first one, the particle starts from the origin x is equal to 0, you can see in the first diagram, with no velocity. So you can see the value of the first graph when t is equal to 0, x is equal to 0, velocity is equal to 0, and acceleration is equal to 12 meter per second square. So you can see the particle starts from the origin x is equal to 0 with no velocity but with a positive acceleration. Under this acceleration, the particle gains a positive velocity and moves in a positive direction. So from t is equal to 0 to t is equal to 2, you can see that position, velocity and acceleration all are positive. You can see in the first two values, t is equal to 0, x is equal to 0, v is equal to 0, acceleration is 12 meter per second square. At t is equal to 2 seconds, x is equal to 16 meter, v is equal to 12 meter per second, and acceleration is 0. All are positive. And coming to at time t is equal to 2 seconds, the acceleration is 0. The velocity has reached its maximum, that is 12 meter per second. So take a note, when acceleration is 0, the velocity will reach at its maximum. Okay. And from t is equal to 2 seconds to 4 seconds, you can see that the velocity is positive, but acceleration is negative. So the particle still moves in the positive direction, but more slowly. That is the meaning of that. Please take a note of that. That is, the v is positive, but acceleration is negative, means the particle is still moving, but in the positive direction, but it is moving in very slowly manner. The particle is decelerating. At time is equal to 4 seconds, you can see the velocity is 0. The position coordinate x has reached its maximum, that is, the particle went to rest. Okay. So the particle is accelerating and moves in the negative direction with increasing speed. Please take a note of this. It's very important. So the particle has reached the maximum value with respect to position coordinate, but the v, that is velocity and acceleration, if you see, the velocity is 0, but the acceleration, that is in the negative, that is negative value. The meaning of that is the particle is accelerating and moves in the negative direction with increasing speed. Please take a note of this. Negative direction, that is very important. And at the time is equal to 6 seconds, the particle passes through the origin. Its coordinate x is then 0. Okay. While the total distance traveled since the beginning of the motion is 64 meter, that is twice its maximum value. Okay, twice its maximum value. For values of time larger than 6 seconds, the x, that is position, velocity and acceleration, all are negative. Because once you have got for time is equal to 6 seconds, x becomes 0 means, so it moves to 32 meter and again it come back to 0. That means the total distance traveled is 64 meter. Okay. So further, if the time is increased, the values of x, velocity and acceleration will move in the negative direction, that is away from the origin O. That will be in the negative direction. Okay. That is the meaning of this graph. So totally 4 cases we have seen. When time is equal to 0 and time is equal to 2 seconds and time is equal to 4 seconds and time is equal to 6 seconds. Okay. So with this brief explanation, thank you. Further we will see in the next class about determining the motion of a particle. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.